Howdy. Alright, you guys, we're back again for the spoiler section of this movie. I got way too pumped up. Way too pumped up just now. I'm sorry about that. So, Disney Pixar Toy Story 4 spoiler talk. Well, I mean, where do I even begin? I'm not even going to do like a play-by-play. I'm just going to try and condense everything as much as I can. Because there was so much to talk about, I could literally make this video a good 15 to 25 minutes. I'm not. So, that being said, let's talk about it. Well, this movie starts off with 9 years ago, flashback. Andy's still a little kid playing around with his toys. It's raining, it's storming, and there's this random car in the driveway that is not Andy's mom's or his dad's. Wait, did Andy even have a dad? I don't remember Andy having a dad. Questions.
Anywho, so it's raining and storming. Andy's bringing all his toys, drops them in there. Toys get up immediately and do a roll call, and immediately have to go back outside because they're trying to, get a toy that was left behind. We're like, oh my god, who got left behind? Everybody seems like they're there, right? They run into Molly's room, Andy's little sister. Talks Bo into like, oh, we gotta get the toys still out there. It's like, okay, bet. They open up the window, do this whole thing, but for the record, Bo Peep is in Molly's room because it's not even Andy's toy. Come to find out, it was Molly's toy because she's part of the lampshade. She's not even a toy. Blew my mind. Didn't realize that. Probably didn't even know. Whatever. They go out. They're looking through the yard. They're trying to figure out where they're at. Boom. They find them. It's RC. RC car. In the gutter. Getting flooded out. Trying to make its way back up, but it can't because the water just keeps coming and pushing them more and more back. Blew my mind because I was like, oh god, RC! Forgot all about him. Forgot he existed. He was a real important part of movie number 1. I don't think I've noticed him since then. So that was a great callback. I love that.
So they rescue RC with a little bit of struggle, get him in there, get him out, and right before they can get Woody and the rest of Slink back into the house, adult comes in, slams the door on the window because the window's open. I just didn't understand that one part because I was just thinking like, you slammed a Slinky toy in the window. How do you not realize that that's there? But anyway, so with that happening, they picked up Bo Peep, took her sheep, put the lamp in the box, gave it to some random guy, and they're walking out. So now the toys are like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And they open up the window again, trying to get Woody back in, and he's not there no more. He jumps. He's back in the yard. Come to find out, Bo Peep was for sale. Bo Peep is getting given away to another guy for another little girl, I guess. And so this is sorrowful goodbye between Woody and Bo, and Bo tries to convince him to come. Like, toys get lost in the yard every day, or toys get put in the box all the time. Could have been a mistake. And just as he was about to get into the box thinking about it, Andy comes out screaming for Woody, looking around for Woody. Mom, I can't find Woody. And that hit hard, man. I'm like, dang, like he could have went with his girl, his love, even though they like weren't dating or anything like that. Clearly they always had something for each other. And he stood behind because Andy needed him. That loyalty, dog. That loyalty. All the toys are in the closet. She comes out. She starts playing with them. Except for Woody. Woody's still in the closet. And come to find out, it's been weeks. It's been about 3 weeks, I think they said, since Bonnie has played with Woody. And everybody's like, I'll cheer up, Woody. It'll happen for you eventually. And Woody's just kind of like sitting on standby, just trying to figure out what else to do. Because he doesn't know what else to do.
And so within that moment, you kind of see where this is going a little bit, but you're just so interested, you just have to see how it plays out.
Forky. Bonnie made Forky at preschool because she was, once again, sad, shy. Nobody really wanted to talk to her. One kid came over. She said hi. The little douchebag kid took the box that had the crayons and colored pencils and things like that in it and didn't say a word to her. So she was forced to create a toy out of garbage. Toys aren't supposed to be in the school, but Woody snuck in their backpack and was managing to kind of like help her out a little bit. And then after making Forky, come to find out when she put him in his backpack, he is alive. Wow. But because Forky is made out of freaking trash, all he can do and all he can think about initially for the most part of this movie is to keep running and jumping back into the trash can because he's not a toy. He is a utensil. He's made for all these other kinds of foods and then made to be put in the trash. And so he keeps hopping into the trash can, getting all snuggly and cozy and things. That got old so fast, but I enjoyed it because it was up to Woody to kind of keep keeping him out of the trash because Bonnie's still looking for him because that's the new favorite toy on the block. The handmade, pieced together toy. That shouldn't even really be a toy. Go figure. Key and Peele as Ducky and Bunny have probably got to be like one of my favorite characters in this movie, man. They really made this movie a lot more light, and it wasn't even really a concern. Just them doing them. A duck and a bunny, stuffed animal sewn together at a carnival. Buzz helps them out, gets them loose. They're supposed to go with them and like, be Bonnie's new toy or whatever. And they just added so much good flavor to the movie. It was just hard to ignore them. Like, they weren't even annoying. They were just kind of like there to say all the things that some people would probably say in this situation, and it just made it a lot more realistic for me personally, and I like that. I love that Key and Peele did that.
Bo Peep finally coming back into the picture after all these years. Come to find out, she got sold like 2-3 years after she got, given up from Molly and everything, and she got put in an antique store. Spent years in the antique store. How long, we don't know. She just said a few years. So that could have been anywhere between like 3 to 5, because it was like 9 years ago. And she decided to stop staying in there, and she set out to do her own thing. She stopped waiting on the kid. She became a lost toy. But I guess she wasn't technically lost, but she was lost all the same. So she just traveled around the area, picking up other toys and stuff like that, and just kind of living her life with her sheep. That was pretty dope. She was a lot. I like this version of Bo Peep better than I did in the first and the second one. This one was, I feel like how Bo Peep should have been from the start, but I guess that's the point of the progression of Bo Peep.
There was a lot of moments where I actually like legit laughed in this theater. It wasn't that many people in there, not that that matters, but I was one of the people who was like mad loud when certain things happened, and it wasn't ever like punchline jokes that made things super funny. It was always like these like awkward pauses or facial expressions, or like it was always like the little things that happened. I was like so stupid, but you can't help but to laugh at that, or at least for somebody like me, I couldn't help but to laugh at that. So I enjoyed those. Those were really great. It added a nice element to the movie. So there was that. My nigga Woody.
Let me tell you something. Woody was my absolute favorite character in this movie. Yeah, I loved Key and Peele's character in this movie, Ducky and Bunny, but Woody, man, Woody's been that guy for a long, long time. He had memories, he had moments. He grew up with his kid and had a lot of good times with his kid, man. And he could not move on. He had a hard time moving on because it's been him and Andy for so long, and just watching him grow up. And if it wasn't for Molly hanging on to Woody in the end of the third one and loving him and stuff like that, Andy would have took Woody with him to college, and that could have been a whole new experience for Woody that he's not used to. And honestly, who knows what would have happened after that? Like, maybe Woody would have got thrown out or trashed or got hit with the party scene or got ignored and stuff like that because, it's college. People might think he's like too geeky for keeping his childhood toy around, or maybe somebody would have did something stupid and pranked him and took it or something like that. You know what I mean? And who knows where that would have led. But if it wasn't for that moment, he would have went with Andy, and he still would have been living with his best friend. But now he had to move on past it and pass it on to another kid who can enjoy him like he did all his life. And that was already sad enough about number 3. But then here comes number 4, and you see that he still can't get past it and get over it. And it was so sad.
God, I'm trying not to get emotional, just trying to break it down, man, because that mess hit me hard, son. Woody, didn't feel like he had a purpose anymore. Bonnie wasn't playing with him anymore. It's been 3 weeks. He's rather playing with the female counterpart, which is expected of, you know, a little girl and everything. And you know, he just the most that he could do at this point was just, you know, be that same guardian that he's always been to the other toys, making sure that all the other toys are there and make sure to let them know, like, you guys are important to Bonnie, and to, you know, stick around, do what you gotta do, play the role right, and all these other things or whatever, making sure everybody's cool, everybody's okay, everybody's accounted for, no toy left behind. And you just see him struggling with this the entire movie. He's just shouldering all this burden, doing everything himself because he feels like this is his duty. This is all I have left. And if not me, then freak, who else? Because it's all me, baby. So in the midst of trying to get Forky back after Forky freaking jumped out the RV like an idiot because he feels like he's trash and not a toy, and having a nice long conversation with him after that, they run into, and this is how they meet Bo Peep, in the antique store, and they run into this creepy looking, porcelain looking doll with a voice box that was busted from the jump. So she just kind of had a bad deal. And I'm gonna say something about that villain. I actually like that villain. Not because she was bad or anything like that. She was, to me, honestly, she's not even a villain. She was just a chick who was given a bad deal from the start, and she saw something that could help give her a better life, and she tried to take it. And with more getting to know that character over time, instead of it just being like a Lotso type deal where he was just pure evil, like, you can actually relate to that character. You can actually relate to this little porcelain doll chick, Dolly, obviously is her name, and you kind of felt for her a little bit, and you could see where it was kind of gonna go, but you just weren't sure if it was really gonna go there or not. But it was like this weird creepy element because, you know, her goons were the little goosebump puppet type deals, and that was already freaky enough. This weekend has been coincidentally all about toys.
But yeah, man, like, I actually appreciated her character. I don't think she should have went about a lot of it the way that she went, but when she finally broke down and kind of gave Woody a real explanation and, like, really tried to plead with him and, like, you know, tell him, like, please, like, I need this. Like, you had your shot, you had your things. All I want is just a chance to have at least one of those things that you got to have. And immediately you're just like, man, I feel it. I feel it. Like, give her a chance, dog.
I don't know. I can't wait to hear what other people have to say about this movie when they see it, because I know I can't possibly be the only one. I can't possibly be the only one. I know it. I feel it. I think this would be so much better if they just left this as is and just cut their losses. First of all the voice actors are old. Okay, I don't want one of those situations where they have to, like, dig up voices from the archive like they did for Mr. Potato Head because they ain't around no more. People don't want to do it anymore. People are freaking dead. That's quite unfortunate. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, if this is the end of Toy Story, like, altogether, period, I would be super, super fine with it. As sad as it was, as heartbreaking as it was also a very happy moment. And because you finally get to see Woody, like, happy for a change. Like, after all the stuff that he's been through and gone through with these guys and stuff like that, now he's, like, really for sure happy with the person that he wanted to be with for the longest, and he decided to stick with loyalty to his kid. And it was just, it was more touching than anything. Yo, man, I'm gonna get a bag here before I start losing it. Toy Story 4, man. How'd y'all feel about the movie? If you saw it, let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't seen it, go see it, please. This movie is a wonderful movie. I already gave it a 9 out of 10 earlier in my non-spoiler free review. Yeah, dog, go see this movie. Okay, alright, shaking it off. So, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this movie, if you've seen it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, you guys, I'll be here telling it like it is.